Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, Zuwez Company is a registered company in Nigeria and is not a business name. It is a company. I'm just trying to give a background so that you know that we are not here to joke. This is a company that has come to, empower Nigerians with either unemployed or employed that wants better jobs. So Zuez Company was founded in 2019 and was registered under, Corporate Affairs Commission. So Zuez company is into human resource development. There are very other arms of Zuez company. If you notice, if you look at our YouTube channel, you will see some of the things that we do. We teach Spanish, Portuguese, we teach language. So we have people that have traveled outside Nigeria and they learn from our school. We mostly teach reverend fathers and footballers. We also teach, graduates, depending. But I'm telling you, the high demand, you know, of the people that we teach always come from, priests, reverend fathers that, are about to travel out of Nigeria and footballers. So we teach them, we teach Spanish from the basic to the advanced. And secondly, another part of the company is involved in what I'm doing now, coaching Nigeria students, coaching unemployed youths, on how to navigate the job market. And in this part of this I am in charge of this, so we coach them on how to, navigate through the freelancing world, how to gain job faster, how to write proposal and every other thing. So before now, we sell our courses, our freelancing courses. We have our premium courses that is worth $35. We also have our standards course, that is worth $20, and we have our basic that is worth $15. Then we now have the single courses that that is worth $10. So Zuwez decided this year to empower 1,000 Nigeria youths. Instead of selling these courses, they want to give these courses free of charge to Nigeria students to empower them. So we know that most times some of these youths, some of these unemployed professionals, they come out of school, they don't even have, money to feed themselves. They don't have even finances. And on top of that, they are buying courses, and at the end, most of them might not even get those jobs. So we decided to tackle the root problem, which is, coaching these people free of charge, coaching them free of charge so that they can gain, employment. And that is what it is, actually a mission. It is what God put in us this year to do, to empower 1,000 Nigeria youth, to become better, to gain a job, to become employed. So our benefit from this is going to be the testimonial, the lives that are being transformed, people's lives, the smile that we put in people's faces. I don't know if we are still here, but if we are still here, write in the chat box, I am here, I'm listening to you. I just want us to have a background of, the company that is doing this so that we know what we are in for. So like I said, what will give the company, joy, happiness is the testimonial that will come out of this. Like I said, you are not going to be charged for anything. This is not the one that, okay, great. Chioma Sophia, thank you. Abigail, thank you. Thank you for staying true. So what is going to give us joy is your testimonial. You understand? That is what is going to give us fulfillment as a company. Everything we are doing is free of charge. Even the freelancing course, we are going to give you. That is what, we will start with the one that is the basic, you know, and there are some criteria that you can fulfill that is not that will not cost you, and you will gain our premium course. You understand? It's just your willingness, to abide on those instructions and to fulfill those criteria. Like I said, you are not paying a dime. This is not, the first class after, telling you everything that you need to know. I will not tell you to get the full gist, to get the full course, pay me this. No, this is not here. We are not doing that. What we are doing is a mission. It's like an NGO. You see people, they come to Nigeria, they give us free drugs, free everything. People are paying for it. So ZUES is paying to empower 1,000 African students. You understand? So nobody is going to pay anything. The only thing is just for you to go according to the instruction, go according to what is taught. And once you apply all those things and get results, what gives us fulfillment is the testimonial, your results, your testimony, I've gotten a job. For how many years I've been looking for a job. I got it, and for how many years I applied this strategy. You told me this thing you taught me, and I got it. That is our fulfillment. You understand? So this is a community. So like I said, feel free to add anybody that is looking for, job, that, wants promotion. You might already have a job, but you want promotion. We are going to be teaching you strategies on how to gain promotion. We are going to be teaching you how to even get jobs that are not shortlisted. Are you getting me? We are going to teach you, how to write a resume, how to answer with confidence during interview. We are going to teach you the principles of networking. That is where I'm so much interested in, because the next thing I'm going to do now is to tell you about my story, to tell you how I never applied for a job and I got my first job, I got my second job, the principles I applied. You get that? So this is what we are going to be teaching you here. We are going to teach you so many things, In our next class, I'm going to draft out a curriculum, so that you know what we are going to learn at every particular time. So like I said, this is an introductory class, so that you get to know us, we get to know you, you get to know our ambition, our vision, like ZUES, our logo, our this thing, our logo, our mission. You say the difference is in the quality. So we are after quality, we are not after quantity. We want, even if it's how many people that are connected, 5 people that are connected here, if those 5 people can, apply the strategies that we teach them every day and they gain results. It just, once these 5 people can gain results, they will go out there and spread the news, as in the Bible, where, the Samaritan woman, God told her everything about herself. She had to rush to the village and say, come and see, come and hear. So if these 5 people can, apply what we'll be coaching you, and they gain results, they can go and announce the news. And that is what people are expecting. People don't want to be among those 5 people that will experience, the foundational people. They want to be those people that will come with a rush when they say, come and see. You get? So all I will ask you is to be consistent. Anytime we call for class, appear. Don't just come for one class and you think you've gained it all, and the next class you will not come. Remember, we are building. Building is one block after, or one block on top of each other, one block on top of, until you achieve. So if we now put one block and you don't put the next block and you rush out, you might not get the nitty-gritty that will make you to succeed. But when you build, 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 and you know that you've gotten everything that you need. You might say, okay, I've learned freelancing. When that job or that gig comes, how can you confidently answer during interview? So you need to learn from that aspect. Okay, you might say, okay, I know how to, answer confidently. What about your resume? Is it the one that will get you hired? Are you applying the right things that people will see and they want to hire you? They want to shortlist you among the people. So, like I said, it's one block after the other. So that being said, I will say welcome. Like I said, it's going to be a continuous class. So I'm going to tell you my story in a nutshell. After my story, I'm going to tell you what we'll be expecting, in the next class. And from there, the next class is when we are going to be delving in real time into the coaching class. Okay. So my name, like I said, is Nkiruka Gifter Joseph. Okay, so I graduated from university. From my first degree, I graduated in 2010. And I entered school at the age of 16 years. I finished secondary school 2005. And I got admission to study microbiology, and I graduated from that microbiology in 2010. Okay, so my parents saw that I was still young and decided that I should also study another course, and that was when I registered into nursing. And I registered into nursing and 2208. I know you might be asking, but if you don't get it, if you ask the question, I'll answer you. 208, and I graduated 2013. Okay, before I graduated, I started making friends. I started making friends to people that are higher than me, people that are higher in career than me. You understand? I started having mentors that taught me the right things to do so that I don't make mistake. I don't know whether we are still here. If we are still here, write in the chat box. I am listening to you. I'm still here because I know the reason why I'm building this background so that we get to know, you understand, so that hello, Choma, are you still here? Uko Sunday, are you still here? Abigail, are you still here? Blessing Okona, are you still here? All right. So if you are here, please indicate that you are here so that I know that I'm talking to to people. So when okay, so like I said, I started making friends earlier, people that are higher than me in career, and they started giving me some principles, some strategies to apply so that I don't make mistakes. You know, I get to reach to my goal. And I started applying all those things. I started taking courses. I started, going for some certificate. You see, LinkedIn. I'm telling you, I did not enter LinkedIn today. Just the thing is that, you know, I did not sustain myself in LinkedIn because maybe LinkedIn gave me what I wanted and I jived. Do you understand? So I met those people, like I said, my first course, I finished my first course in 2010. I entered 25. Sorry, I finished secondary school 2005, and I entered university 2006 and finished 2010 for my first degree in microbiology. And my second degree 2008, and I finished 2013. But before I finish, I started making friends. I'm someone that is ambitious. I started, trying to look for my future, trying to plan for my future. I like planning ahead of time, so I started making friends, and the friends I met told me about LinkedIn. So I joined LinkedIn as at that time. So one of the things that, these people that are higher, not even in university, people that are that are working, that are in higher level, what they taught me is that networking is very, very important in job search. I don't know whether you are with your writing material, but from my story, you'll be learning a lot. Networking is very, very important in job search. So when I entered LinkedIn, I was not applying for job. I was still a student in my final year about to graduate. I have not graduated yet. So the people that I met, friends, taught me about networking, because I'm this type of person that I don't want to, finish school, I start looking for job. And I was this type of person that knew what I wanted. So because I studied nursing in university, not in nursing school, so I decided that, you see, public hospital, government hospital, I don't want it, because I spent 5 years in university, and I heard that, when you finish university and you go to public hospital, they pay you as if you went to school of nursing, or as if you are that thing they call nurse Eliza. So the only difference between I and the person that studied medicine and surgery is a difference of 1 year. And we study almost the same courses. You understand? And they go for internship, we go for internship. So I started carrying myself very well right from in school. I knew what I wanted. I didn't want to go and work in government hospitals. So I decided that, see me, I'm going to be working in company hospital. So first of all, as someone that is looking for a job, I know I'm telling this story. You have to know what you want first. You have to know what you want first. You have to know the type of person you are. You have to define, what you want. What you want will determine what you will get. Did you hear that? What you want. So I defined what I wanted. I defied what I didn't want. I didn't want to work in government hospitals. I didn't want to work in public hospitals. I didn't want to work in private hospital, because I know the type of person I am. I know the investment my parents, apart from being a nurse, I have studied microbiology. So I have spent like how many years in school? 9 years in school. So I can't finish 9 years in school and you come and talk me down, or you come and pay me, chicken change. I never wanted that. So I defined what I wanted. If you are still participating, can I get a love emoji? If you are still listening to me, can I get a love emoji? Can I hear from the chat box? I know I'm telling a story, but storytelling, helps to establish things, so that you get to know that this person did not just come from thin air. So can I get a good thank you for the emoji? Thank you. I love that you are participating. So I knew what I wanted. So as someone that is looking for a job, you should know what you want, and you should know who you are. You should know what you don't want. So that it's good that you know what you don't want. You understand? Because if you know what you don't want, you understand? When you see what you don't want, you will not go for it. But when you see what you want, you will go for it. So I defined that. I said I never wanted to work in government hospitals, FMC. I saw my classmates, they wanted to go to FMC, they wanted to, work in teaching hospital. I decided that no, you see, FMC, teaching hospital, private hospital is not for me. I say company hospital. I had big eye. I say, you see, Shell, all those companies, that's where I wanted to work. So I started making friends, and they introduced me to LinkedIn, and I entered LinkedIn. And when I entered LinkedIn, I had one purpose: to target the people in company. You understand? So you have to know your target audience. Remember, I'm telling a story, but from this story, you'll be gaining points. So anytime I reach where you need to gain something, I will hit it. Like I said now, know who you are, know what you want, know what you don't want. Then the fourth thing is know your target audience. So I went into LinkedIn. I knew my target audience. So I was targeting people working in companies, working in companies. So if you are working in company, I add you as my friends. You understand? We start chatting, and then I just get, once I add you, I don't just say I need a job, you know so I add you, I ask you how you are, notwithstanding these days, how you are might not true. Do you get that? So the point I'm just trying to bring out here is that I don't just come direct. I get to understand you, know what you like, you know you know appreciate you, appreciate what you do before I hit. So that is how I was doing. So I was using DMs. So I go to DMs, I check up on you. That was when LinkedIn started. So people were, responsive, and people are still, if you know how to get to people, how to talk the right thing, you will still get that. So I'm just trying to let us know that networking, the first job I got in life, the second job I got in life, was through networking. Even the third job, notwithstanding that, the first job and the second job was through LinkedIn, but the third job was still through networking. So the story I'm trying to tell you here is that people say there is no job, but I want to tell you there is job. The only missing ingredient why people are not getting job is that people are not networking rightly. If you network rightly, you will see that company they said there is no job. You will see that job comes out almost every week, every month. But the people that have the right network are the people that get to see that job. So let me still continue my story. If you are here, tell me you are here. Give me an emoji. Give me a love emoji. Very soon we'll be rounding up. Today is an introductory night, but I know that you are learning a lot from my story. So, um, I entered into LinkedIn. I started sending DM to people. You understand? I don't tell them, good, yes, Chidinma Peter say I'm here, So I started, sending them DMs, trying to know, their well-being. Remember, a human being is selfish. You don't, go to someone that you are looking for something from, and you carry your needs and pour on the person first. You have to, how will I even speak this English? You have to, make it in a way that your own needs worth nothing. Is the person's own need, well-being that matters more than your own. So you know what you have in mind, but you don't just go and present what you have immediately to the face of that person. The person knows that the reason why you are coming to him or her is because you want this. Are you getting that? Good. Blessing Chukwuka say, I'm listening from Lagos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So that is how I started. So I get to appreciate you, but I had something so in my mind. So that is how I started chatting. And one Lebanese guy, I had to chat up, I don't know, chat him up. And I told him, I'm still in school, I'm about to graduate. Did I even tell him in the next 2 months or 3 months, I'm going to graduate? And so that's why the people that you have in your connection matters. The friends that you surround yourself with matters. Excuse me. So due to the type of people that I surrounded myself with, I didn't start, making my CV or creating my CV when I graduated or after I graduated. I started creating my CV as a student. Are you getting that? I started preparing my CV as a student. Please, if you are joining, remember to subscribe. Remember, like I said, I'll be dropping updates during the week. I'll be coaching us on different topics. Our life is a time where we get to ask questions, where we get to, tell story gist. So please ensure that you subscribe so that even if I don't share the link in the group, once I send a video, you get to be among the people that will get the updates. That's the reason why you're subscribing. Okay, so as a student in my final year, I already have my CV prepared. My mentors, my senior friends had looked into my CV and said, bravo, this is a good CV. So once I told the guy, I'm a fresh graduate, I'm a nurse, I'm looking for a job, he said, where is your CV? Voila, I had my CV, I forwarded it. And that is how this guy that I did not know, a Lebanese guy, because he told me that their company has a clinic. You understand that they treat VIP, clients in Port Harcourt. So it's a company in Port Harcourt that has a clinic. So that they are not recruiting now, but the doctor is his friend. He's going to forward the CV to the doctor. And that is how he carried, because he works in that company, but they go to the company's clinic for treatment. That is how he carried my CV. And before I could graduate, the company clinic, called me to start a job. Are you seeing the power of networking? Excuse me. So that is how someone I met that did not know me, that did not see me face to face, that guy, that Lebanese guy that took my CV to the doctor that employed me in their company's clinic. It is when I started, I think it was even 3 months after I have started, that I got to see him face to face. His name is Eli Akra. Yes, I forgot that name so long. So it was when he came to the clinic, and I don't know, the doctor now said, look at the person that brought your resume. And I'm like, are you serious? So you see the power of networking. So that's how I got my first job. When it also reached my second job, okay, I worked there, Lebanese people now, how they work. So as a fresh graduate, I know that I wanted a company hospital, but they were not paying me what I expected, but they paid me something that is meaningful. So I wanted a higher thing. So still the same LinkedIn, the same strategy I used the first time, I still apply that strategy in the second job I was looking for. So this particular man, up to today, I'm married, above 6 years in marriage. Even when I was single throughout I did not see this man. Up to now that I'm talking to you, I've not seen him. So still on LinkedIn, that one was in Nigeria LNG. He's a doctor. And I get to talk with him, I started talking with him and I told him, sir, please, you know, after because I didn't get to shoot my shot immediately. Like I said, when you are networking with people, look at what benefits them first. Even if it means offering something free, even if it means checking up on them, getting to know what they like and tap into it. That's how to get closer to such people. I'm giving you some strategies that people pay me, some tips that people pay me, to give them. But I'm giving it. Remember, like I said, this is an empowerment program, you understand? So, and that was how, I told him I needed a job. I already have a job I'm doing, but I needed to, upgrade. And he asked me, can you send me your CV? This is a doctor working in Nigeria LNG. And I was targeting that place he was working, But he told me that there is how they operate, or there is whatever, or they don't have job vacancy or whatever, but that he has a friend that is a doctor. I don't know whether you people know about International SOS. So that was the company he worked before he entered Nigeria LNG. So that his friend is the medical director there, so that he's going to send my resume to the medical director. And that is how this man, up to today, I said I have not seen him. He's in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria. That is how this man forwarded my CV to the medical director, and the medical director, you know, told him that once there is vacancy, they will reach out to me. Are you seeing what networking does? And that is how, once there was vacancy, they called me. And these people paid me like 3 times of what the Lebanese company was paying me. And that is how I got employment. I started working in an onshore and offshore job. So it was a land, it was not, it was not a river type of job. So we go into a company clinic that we manage. We go in there for 1 month in, they lock us in, we provide all the services for them, and 1 month out, we are in our homes and they are still paying us. And that is how I got my second job. What is this thing? What is that thing that you are bringing out in my story? Through networking. Are you seeing that those jobs, I did not apply for it? It was not advertised. I did not see, this particular clinic, this company advertising I need a nurse. But once there was vacancy, what happened? I was called immediately. And that is how people find jobs in Nigeria. You see people saying, there is no job, there is no job, there is no job. But people are getting job every day. If I and you can learn the principle of networking, the principle of networking will help us so far. And that is one of the things that will be coaching you on how to utilize this principle to get yourself a job, to get yourself promoted, to get whatever you want as far as it relates to job, as far as you don't sell yourself. Remember all these things I have been saying. I told you I did not see them. The Eli Accra, the Lebanese guy that I saw, it was later. And I have started my job. So there was nothing. You understand? Then you can't say that, I slept with him. No, it's not what we are teaching here. The networking we are teaching here is not, to sleep with people. No. There is the God factor in all these things too, because it is God that gives grace and favor. Because whatever we are doing here too, we will also bring the God factor, because you can do all these things without the God factor, it will be futile. You understand? So, and that is how the second job I got through networking. Even the third job too, I got through networking, but it was not through LinkedIn. So what I'm trying to tell us this night is that, because this is already 8:50, because I'll open for us to ask questions. What I want to tell us this night is that the job you think there is not available, networking is what brings. Now, let me tell you the one that happened. I know that many of you are in the community. If you've not joined our community and you are listening to us, please rush. Click on our WhatsApp link and join our community, or chat me right in the chat box. I want to join your community. This morning, still through networking, one of my colleagues reached out to me. I don't know whether she's here. I don't know whether she's in my community. So she reached out to me through networking. I told her, okay, I have a community of people and I'm also open to, any opportunity you have. She reached out to me this morning and said, please, I need a social media manager, somebody that can manage Facebook, IG, TikTok. I said, okay, I'll have to go to my community. Let me see if I have somebody like that. And this morning in church, I sent that into the community. I think 3 or 4 people reached out to me and I told them, submit your portfolio. 3 of them had their portfolio and I submitted it to the lady, but one didn't have portfolio. So as someone that is also looking for a job, there is a difference between your resume and there's a difference between portfolio. Your resume is what tells people everything about you. You understand? About you. Your resume tells people everything about you, but your portfolio shows the work you've done, your capability. You understand what you can do, projects you have done. So as you are submitting your resume, let it go together with your portfolio so that people can see that the resume that is talking the talk, your portfolio is showing the talk. Are you getting that? So that's how one of them submitted her resume. I said, no, I need your portfolio. I get to understand that maybe she does not understand what a portfolio is. So in this dispensation, not just resume, you should also have a portfolio that shows what you are capable of, that shows the work you have done. Because people don't want to invest, in this our world. People before want to invest into beginners. But most times now, companies don't want to invest. They want to invest in people that have experience. So also in this coaching class, we are going to be teaching you on how to have portfolios, what you can do to get your portfolio. Even if you've not worked for anybody, we are going to teach you that. You understand? You will thank us for this opportunity. All we expect you is to ensure that you abide in whatever the ways, whatever we are teaching you. When you follow what we are teaching you, you will get results. And once you get results, it is our happiness, that you have gotten results, because we know that you go out there and tell the story. You get that? So that's how one of them, I did not submit hers because she didn't understand what a portfolio is, or maybe she understood it but she does not have it. So that is why preparation is very, very important. As you are praying to God, God give me job, God open doors for me, ensure that you are prepared so that when that opportunity comes, you understand, you'll be among the eligible ones. And that particular lady said, okay, I love what I'm seeing. Can I have a word with them? Can I have an interview with them? Can you send their WhatsApp number? And I sent it. Before I even started this class, one of them told me that the lady has reached out to her. You understand? So I told her, okay, after everything, tell me the outcome. Are you still seeing the power of networking? You understand? So because the lady knows who I am, and she trusts me, you know, and that is the reason why anybody I can give to her, I can recommend to her, there is a higher probability that she will take that person more than the one that, I had to, publish in a job board. So we see the power of networking when it comes to job search. So I think I have talked a lot. This is an introductory class. So the next class, we are going to delve deeper. So I don't know what you learned this night, but please, can you drop in the chat box? Can you drop it in the group chat? I have opened the group chat for interaction. So can you drop it in the group chat, what you learned this night? And if you have any question, can you type in the chat box so that I can answer it before we call it a day tonight? And I will see you people on Saturday. So if you have any question, if you have any clarification, if there is something that you have gained this night, I highlighted some things during the time of my story. There are some things I was hitting. So if there are some things that you have learned, drop it in the chat box, drop it in the chat. Say, I learned that this is what I have to do. I learned that, I need to know who I am. I learned I need to know what I don't like. Those things I highlighted. Please drop it. If you have a question, also drop it in the chat box. Blessing Chukwuka, are you still here? Chidima Peter, Blessing Okon, Blessing Okon, Uko Sunday, Abigail, I want to hear from you. If you are still connected or you are just here, you've not dropped any chats, please, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you before I call it a day. Yes. So Blessing Okon said, I learned about the benefits of networking. Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that somebody learned this night. Who again? If you have a question, feel free to drop. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm someone that has come to help out, like I said. We are not charging anything. And if you learn anything, feel free to share, share this section with your friends, with your relatives. I am making it public, so I'm not making it private. So feel free to share with them. Feel free to share. Yes, 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 yes. So Chidinma Peter say, I'm here and I have learned that good networking helps in securing jobs. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that people are learning. I want to hear from others. So I want to hear from others. I want to hear from others before I call it a day. If you have any question, also feel free to drop. Chidimba Peter, have you subscribed? Go and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Blessing Okon, have you subscribed? Go and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Blessing Chukwuka, have you subscribed? Subscribe. Go and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Yeah, Uko Sunday Udo, have you subscribed? Subscribe if you've not subscribed. Abigail, have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Subscribe if okay. I have questions about LinkedIn. Networking in LinkedIn is hard because you have to subscribe to LinkedIn Premium to chat potential clients. And how do we navigate that? Yes. Blessing Okon, are you in our WhatsApp group? If you're in our WhatsApp group, don't worry. It's one step after the other. We are not going to cover everything tonight. Like I said, this is a lifetime coaching. You are the one that will graduate yourself. So we have a lot of things coming in each section. So we will also come to that place, where, we answer this question. But like, let me just give a brief about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has premium, it has the normal LinkedIn. So for the premium, you are to link up to 250, I think 200 to 250 connections. And for the normal one is 100. And like that thing you are saying, I've experienced it, you understand. If you want to get to potential client, it's very hard. But somehow how I had to navigate that when I was not using LinkedIn Premium is that if I have a potential client I have added, I go through, the connection list. For example, if I have added Dangote as one of my connection on LinkedIn, I know that Dangote will have like people, like minds in his connection. So what I will do, I will go to that Dangote connection. I will look for those type of people that are like Dangote, and I will send them a friend request or a connection request. And that is how I get to use the basic LinkedIn to add potential clients. So another way is also to, use the free LinkedIn Premium and now start subscribing every month. There was one package I had one time that lasted me, LinkedIn Premium that lasted me for a while, I think for 6 months. And I think it was someone from Pakistan that connected me to that, and I paid it for just, is it 20,000 for the 6 months? You know that 20,000 is not even enough for one subscription for a month. And that was how I got it. And on FreeSend, and there are some companies in LinkedIn that want you to do one thing or the other for them, maybe promote their business, and they give you access to LinkedIn Premium. But whatever be the case, even if you don't have money to pay or you don't see such people that give those scholarships, this strategy I told you, by, for example, going to a high profile person's connection and adding those potential clients, because like minds attract, like mind associate. So those people, for example, if I have added Dangote, or if I have added, for example, Obi Kubana, or if I have added Bill Gates as my friend, you know that Bill Gates will have people like him in as his connection. So I go to Bill Gates connections and I add up those potential clients. So that's how to navigate that. Blessing Okon, I hope I answered your question. tell me if I did that, reply, send a chat. Then Deborah Special say one key thing that stood out for me was the power of networking. Yeah. I'm so happy, I have people that are really understanding me. That is the nitty-gritty of job search. I'm telling you the truth. Networking can do what even your polished CV, your polished resume cannot do. If you can understand the power of networking, you are good to go. Okay, so we are 2 minutes past 9. If I am not hearing from anybody on the chat box, we will call it a day. So please, I want to, plead our indulgence to please go to the group also, you know, and send what you learned in the group so that in the next class, people will get attracted, and we'll have a lot of people tuned in. It's fun when we are mainly learning. So please, blessing Okon, blessing Chukwuka, all the blessings this night. Thank you so much for appearing. Deborah Special, Chidima Peter, Abigail, Uko Sunday. Please, can you go to the group chat and just say, this is what I learned today in today's section. Thank you, Zuez Company. I learned a lot. Please, if you can do that, I'll be so excited. So without any question, I will say thank you very much and see you on Saturday by 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. But just know that from Monday to Friday, I'll be dropping video updates, of what can help you in your job search, so that when we come on Saturday or Sunday, it will be answers to your questions. See you in the next live session. Cheers. Good night. Bye.